This guy from New York City just drove more than 50 miles in the rain to have sex with someone he thinks is a 12-year-old girl. You heard right, a 12-year-old.
Hi, Poppy. Come on in. It's so good to see you.
Joshua Colon likes to be called Poppy, Latin slang for daddy. But we have another name for him. Predator. Colon is the latest guy caught in our all-new investigative segment, Hansen Vs Predator. He's 32 years old enough to be the girl's father. He lives in Queens and works for a plumbing company in Brooklyn. Besides Poppy, he likes to be called Boss. His profile on the Link app shows he belongs to groups like Kush Smokers Are Us and Love Seekers, a site for teens.
Traffic cams we can see for Connecticut to New York. He's in Queens now and heading this way, and he says there's traffic.
That woman in a bulletproof vest is with the online predator watchdog group Tetrad Core. They set up the sting in cooperation with the Fairfield, Connecticut police. On social media, Tetrad posts a pic and profile that is obviously a 12-year-old girl. We're protecting her real identity. Colon makes the first contact, and after some innocent chat, he sends some sexually charged texts about how he'll take her virginity. He then makes a bizarre proposal no adult should ever make to a 12-year-old.
You make me more happier. It's too bad you aren't old enough to marry. I would marry you.
After she tells him her mom is going out of town, Colon reveals his fear of getting caught.
And if your mom comes back and I'm there, I could get in serious trouble and go to jail.
So I'm home from school and...
The on-site decoy is posing as the 12-year-old named Jenna Claire. She's talking to Colon as he drives up I-95 from New York City to our sting house in Fairfield.
Be really careful when you drive up, okay?
But it's not the rush hour this guy has to worry about. He's about to be caught on our more than a dozen hidden cameras outside, inside, in the hallway, the kitchen, and in the garage where police are in position for the bust.
Whoever's there is typically the handcuffing officer, okay? This is where we want it to happen. We want to ultimately arrest him here, handcuff him here, and then basically just search him.
The Fairfield cops are prepared for any possibility.
You should have that taser out.
Our driveway cam shows Colon pulling up to the sting house in a bright yellow car. He's carrying an overnight bag as he walks to the back door. Our on-site decoy, a 19-year-old theater student who could pass for a preteen, invites him inside. Watch again. He locks the door behind him. What could he be thinking?
Did you get here okay, though? Were the roads bad?
It's dark out here. It's really
Look what I made you.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Thank you. Those are red velvet?
Yeah. Do you like them?
Yeah, like, yeah.
Well, do you want to try
my
them?
picture? Yeah.
What'd you bring me?
I brought dinner for myself. Sorry.
Oh.
Because I didn't get to finish my dinner.
Oh, that's
I was
okay.
kind of in a rush.
You can finish. I had stuff earlier.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And then we can have
It's fine.
cupcakes.
Grab me something, whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's okay.
It's a nice house.
Thanks.
I wish I had a house like this. Mind if I use the bathroom? Because it was way colder for so long.
Yeah, it's right here.
Kind of, you look hotter than your picture.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm really nervous. Yeah, right through
Are you
there.
nervous? Oh.
No, here, this one.
Oh.
Yeah. I know, it's little.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. It's old-fashioned, yeah?
Yep.
But when he comes out of the bathroom, he sees me.
Sorry, is there a light switch in here? Oh, it's behind you, is that it?
Come on out, Joshua.
Oh.
Right over there, please.
He's about to lose his lunch.
Keep your hands right, sit. Sit.
I know who you are.
You know who I am?
Yes.
So you've seen my shows before.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We're starting up again.
Okay.
And you are among our first guests.
Okay.
What's your name?
Joshua.
Joshua. Joshua what?
Cologne.
Cologne. And how old are you?
I'm 32.
32. And how did you meet this Jenna Claire?
I was on a app link.
And why did you think it was appropriate to talk to a girl who said she was 12 years old?
I don't know why.
12?
I know. It was wrong.
What did you bring with you tonight?
Huh?
What did you bring with you tonight?
Clothes.
Clothes. Why would you need a change of clothes?
Because I was gonna stay over.
Stay over with a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And what were you going to do with this girl?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Guess, you know, I guess have sex.
Have sex.
Yeah.
Now, you had quite the chat with this girl. It's too bad you aren't old enough. I would marry you. You would marry a 12-year-old girl.
If she was old enough.
If she was old enough. But why would you even say that to a 12-year-old?
Yeah.
Do you have any nieces and nephews, younger cousins?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what if a guy was hitting on them like this?
Yeah, I wouldn't like it.
You wouldn't like it. So explain to me what was going on in your mind that made you think it was okay to come here and do the very same thing.
I don't want to say anymore.
You want to say anything more? Well, you pretty much already said it. Did you bring condoms?
Yes.
Where are they?
In my bag.
What else is in the bag?
Clothes and toothbrush, stuff like that.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you're gonna find.
Yeah, well, we'll finally make out and make love. I was thinking of staying over and leaving the next morning. So when I come over, we'll go to your room and you'll take off all your clothes,
Yeah.
since I'm the boss.
Yeah.
Why did you have her call you Poppy?
I don't want to say anymore.
What is Poppy?
It's Latin of saying.
Nickname?
Yeah.
You wanted her to call you the boss. And then you say, I just hope your mom doesn't find out about me because I could get in serious trouble, you know, right? I could go to jail. I know love knows no age, but most people don't think the same. 12, Joshua.
I know, I messed up.
Have you done this before?
No.
Have you ever contacted an underage girl online before?
Yes.
We have evidence of that too, a 13-year-old. So why should I believe you've never done this before?
I just, first of me
You just woke
taking
up-
a chance.
You woke up a few weeks ago and said, I'm going to chat up this girl and drive from your home where?
New York
In Brooklyn,
and Queens.
Queens. You said Brooklyn. Or do you work in Brooklyn?
I work in Brooklyn.
Okay. And you live in Queens.
Yes.
And what do you do for work in Brooklyn?
I'm a plumber.
A plumber. Good job.
Yeah.
Good pay.
It's alright.
Why would you toss it away for this?
I don't know.
I mean, can't you explain to me what brought you here tonight?
No.
I mean, it's not right.
It is not right. I know.
But help me to understand it.
I don't know. I don't know what was going through my mind.
You don't know.
No.
I mean, this is your chance to explain yourself.
There's no way I'm getting out of this anyway, so I'm not gonna say anymore.
Well, Joshua, I don't know what else to say to you. Except that
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen, and this is an investigation called Hansen Vs Predator.
Okay.
So if there's anything else you want people to know, now is the time.
No.
You're free to leave.
Can I use the bathroom? Because I've been holding it for quite some time.
I think you should go.
Okay.
After I caught this predator, the Fairfield, Connecticut cops put him under arrest.
Hands behind your back. Come right over here. Hands behind your back, sir.
As officers search his yellow car, he's handcuffed and put into an unmarked car.
Watch your head, and I'm gonna have to slide all the way over.
Cops drive Cologne to the police station.
Can you open all your hands, sir?
After he's fingerprinted and photographed, he'll spill his guts to detectives.
Don't wait on us. We've already eaten dinner, so we're good to go. You're the hungry guy.
The detectives give him some Chinese takeout. He's waived his rights to remain silent, and what he's about to say will shock you.
And is 12 an age that you're comfortable with? That's your preference, or?
I date all ages.
What?
Huh?
I can't hear you.
I date older, younger. I mean, not younger than 12, but 12 and up.
Now, Cologne is about to make a truly stunning confession. Listen closely.
I mean, I did have sexual relations with someone older than 12.
How old?
15.
When was that?
A few months back.
Do you remember her name?
It's not a her.
Okay. Do you remember his name?
Dave.
Cologne then reveals his biggest fear was meeting me instead of a little girl.
I mean, I talked, but I never actually went to meet them because I was always afraid.
Of what?
To be like on that guy's show.
That's what you were afraid of?
Can't say that I blame you.
What exactly, if you could erase him from walking into the kitchen today, what do you envision yourself doing right now if that hadn't happened?
You guys know already.
Your intention was to have sex with her?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you tell her you loved her?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know, I guess to kind of, like, I don't know, kind of pull her in, I guess, or something.
To pull her in?
I guess.
What do you think would be different about a sexual experience with a young girl versus an older person your age?
I mean, the older person is more experienced. And I guess in some way I can have, I guess, the power, I guess.
Power of having an inexperienced person?
Yeah.
Cologne surely is going to choke on his chicken noodles after the detective calls the watch commander to find out how much his bail will be.
He's gonna make it $750,000, which is very high.
Cologne's bond is eventually set at $125,000, and he bails out.
What surprised you most about the results of this investigation?
How vulnerable our children are. How the internet has made our children so much more vulnerable to individuals that want to do them harm. And how easy it is to entice children.
The text messages, the visit to the house, evidence so overwhelming that Cologne pleads guilty to 3 felony charges: attempted second-degree sexual assault, attempted risk of injury to a minor, and attempting to entice a minor by computer. Cologne is sentenced to 7 years in prison, suspended after serving 3, and he must register as a sex offender. He's traded life in the big city for the big house. We got another one off the streets for now. Watch out, there are more predators out there, and I'm gonna catch them. What's scary about Cologne is how unapologetic he seems about the whole thing. So I'm up here now in the New York office because I get emails from parents all the time after they watch these segments asking how they can better protect their kids from these creeps. Well, it starts right here on the computer, and with this, your smartphone. Here are some short tips for you. Number 1, educate yourself on all the new social platforms. You don't need to use Snapchat or Whisper, but you need to understand how they work. Number 2, curfew their cell phones. Set a time that kids' smartphones go on a family charging station for the night. These creeps like to work in the late night hours. And lastly, number 3, have a blunt, age-appropriate discussion with your kids. When I did the very first investigation, I showed it to a group of young teens. They thought the predators were actually actors. They were shocked to see guys really do this. And I was shocked when I asked the group if any had been approached online in an inappropriate way and not told their parents. 75% said yes. Yes, 75%, which is very scary. Michael Gentile looks like he could be the grumpy old grandfather next door. But what kind of sick senior citizen would send your kids a perverted picture like this? Or leave your little girl the most disgusting voicemails imaginable?
Hey, my little sex kitten. How are you, sweetheart?
Gentile is the latest creep I've caught in our special investigative series, Hansen Vs Predator.
I can't wait to kiss you and hold you. I love you, sweetheart.
Over the years, I've caught more than 300 of them.
Why don't you take a seat right over there?
But let me tell you, Gentile is one of the worst I've ever seen. His aggressive attempts to seduce a 13-year-old will turn your stomach.
I want to make you so happy, my little angel. I love you, baby, so much.
And you'll be shocked when you hear what cops say Gentile was planning.
A kiddie porn manufacturing site.
Gentile is much older than most of the predators I catch. He's 64. He says he's a limo driver. He likes to play drums and he loves to run around in the nude. His email address says it all. Love to be naked. Our sting takes place in Fairfield, Connecticut, a quintessential New England town some 50 miles from Manhattan. Predators don't only roam the big city, they troll the suburbs too. It could be a guy like Gentile, driving across state lines to have sex with a minor, or even the guy down the street, like Charles Lawrence.
No, Chris. What are you doing here?
I know Lawrence. We used to take the same commuter train into the city. I was shocked when he showed up at our sting house to chill with a 13-year-old boy.
What are you doing here? Chris, please. I know, but you'd have to explain this to her. Come here, man.
Today, it's Gentile who's on the police radar. So with the cooperation of the Fairfield cops, we set up a sting operation.
You should have that taser out.
Placing more than a dozen hidden cameras all over, in water bottles, in trash cans, and on the fence. The police are also working with Tetrad Corps, a watchdog group working to expose online predators.
I don't have sex or anything on this local guy.
That's Lori from Tetrad. She's one of the operatives who communicates with the predators.
I'm just really scared. Can you prove to me right now you don't have a gun?
The on-site decoy is a 19-year-old theater student who is posing as a 13-year-old girl. On social media, Tetrad posts innocuous pictures of real underage girls. Tetrad never makes the first contact. It doesn't take long for the rat named Gentile to crawl out of the sewer and contact the decoy we will call Brittany.
I love you so much, baby.
Gentile sends pictures of himself naked, posing in front of a mirror, in the woods, even sitting on the toilet. His text messages are some of the raunchiest and most disgusting imaginable. Many we can't even put on TV, but most involve Gentile's love for nudity. I sent you a picture on Skype. I'm naked. I would kiss you all over, LOL. Yesterday, I went to a river upstate and went nude sunbathing. Do you want to go with me, LOL? Will you try sleeping naked tonight? I sleep naked every night. He sends Brittany links to porn videos, asking her to watch and learn. Remember, he thinks he's talking to a 13-year-old girl. I want you to feel comfortable looking at naked human bodies. I also want you to learn what they're doing. Watching those movies is your sex education homework, he says. I'm going to give you a test on it tomorrow. Gentile asks her to get a banana and do unmentionable things with it. It's just practice for when the real thing ever happens. I want you to imagine that the banana is me. He reveals what could be interpreted as a passion for pedophilia. We went on a tour today of an old castle on the Hudson River. There were 2 girls around your age. I was looking at those girls today, thinking of you, and getting so excited. What is even more disturbing, Gentile sent pictures of what appears to be child pornography. Then he asks Brittany something that will come back to haunt him. Can I take pictures of you? Yeah, maybe. LOL, no one will see them though, right? Just me. I would never want to see my sweetheart with anyone.
That is child pornography. There's a varying degree of what their intent is, what their actions are, and what they plan to do.
After about a month of his almost constant texting, it's time to reel in this slimy fish. Tetrad's decoy leaves him a message. Her parents will be gone the following weekend. Gentile, who calls his wife the witch, tells her he's going out to help a friend. He drives 35 miles from Brewster, New York to Fairfield. The decoy asks him to come in through the side door.
I'm sorry, can you just get this for me? I'm listening so bad.
Seconds after he's in the hallway,
I'm really sorry.
if you look at the dictionary definition of a predator, you'll probably see the face of Michael Gentile.
My little angel, I love you, baby, so much.
Gentile left that creepy message for our decoy. From her text, he clearly knows that she says she's only 13, and the text he sent her will make you sick. Do you think you could take a picture of your blank for me? Feel sexy about yourself and take a picture. Are you going to take a picture for me after you shower? Why is Gentile so focused on getting pictures of a 13-year-old? He's 64, old enough to be the girl's grandfather. but he's texting like an oversexed boy wanting to go steady. You're my girlfriend, and I'm your boyfriend. I love you so much, my angel. I can't wait to hold you in my arms and know that you are actually mine. He thinks that day is about to come. But what this predator doesn't know is that the only embrace he'll be getting is the long arm of the law. After an hour drive, Gentile arrives at the Sting house. He parks his car down the street, lurking up to the door. He comes inside for just a moment. It all seems like it's going as planned, but then, when he gets inside the door...
I'm really sorry.
It seems Grandpa has his antenna up for more than sex, and suddenly he bolts.
Do you want anything to drink?
I'll be outside, okay? Where are you going?
I'm gonna go grab my jacket, is that alright?
Mike? Yeah? Come here a minute, please.
Looks like I won't get a chance to invite Grandpa Gentile to have a seat. But outside, a dozen cops are waiting for him.
Got anything on you? Just a little knife in my pocket.
His only date tonight with detectives at headquarters.
All right, just come have a seat here.
There, the officers search him a second time. They find a key card for a local hotel. Gentile lives only an hour away. Why would he need a room? As detectives wait for a judge to issue a search warrant for the hotel room, they start the booking process. And the line of questioning he would have faced in the kitchen with me.
Single, divorced, married?
Married. Soon to be divorced.
Married, soon to be divorced. Meaning he knew this at some point was going to be on TV in a Hansen Vs Predator investigation, and it wasn't going to go over well at home.
Remember, Gentile told his wife, who he affectionately calls the witch, he was going out to help a friend. She hasn't a clue he was going out to meet a teen. Cops take his fingerprints.
Just relax.
His mugshot.
Here we go.
And then he learns how much his bail will be.
Your bond is $500,000.
The cops tell him he's got one phone call.
I told my wife, she works for an attorney.
Now Gentile makes the call married predators dread.
I'm in jail.
Telling the wife he's under arrest for trying to sleep with a 13-year-old.
I went to meet somebody and they're saying that she was underage or something. I don't know.
She apparently thinks this is a big joke.
This is Officer Whitman, Fairfield Police. This is not a joke. If you want, you can call back to the police department. I can give you that number.
It might be easier for Gentile to speak with detectives who take him to the interrogation room where he signs away his right to remain silent.
What is your reason to be in Fairfield, Connecticut today?
I was meeting, I thought, a friend to go to a movie.
And like many of the men we catch, he claims he thought the girl was an adult. His little kitten tells him she's only 13 years old.
How old's your friend?
As far as I understood, she was in her 30s.
What was your dialogue between the two of you?
Just different things about everything.
Like?
Sex to school, you know.
Sex to school?
Yeah, everything, parents, and, you know.
Do you go to school?
No.
Does a 30-year-old go to school?
She said she did.
What school?
She said she was just studying at home.
30-year-old studying at home?
Yeah.
Well, whose house is that you were at?
That, as far as I know, it was hers.
Hers?
Our parents.
30-year-old lives with her parents? You understand the charges that I told you?
Yeah, I didn't know she was a minor.
You didn't know she was a minor?
No, I thought, she told me she was younger, but I thought we were just doing role play. But her thing, when I first met her, she said she was 34 or 36 or something, I don't remember exactly.
You're out there a lot on social media.
A little, yeah, once in a while.
Yeah. So what's the common name you're using?
Michael, another would love to be naked.
You don't mind if I'm frank with you, do you? Do you?
Okay.
All right. So we know you were here to meet somebody.
Okay.
We know that.
Okay.
Right? But she never said she was 30 or 34 years old. She said she was 13.
Okay.
Well, tell me. Tell me what
when
you
I
said.
first found her picture, said she was 34.
No, it doesn't. It
Yes,
says
it
right
does.
here. I'm 13.
It says.
How about- And your response is 13. Now that's gorgeous. Okay, so you want us to believe that a 30-year-old woman who's role-playing about 13, she's still playing a role?
Yeah.
Even when you tell her you're old enough to be her grandfather?
I guess so. Yeah.
You know what? Stop the. How's that sound, Mike?
You are parents' worst nightmare.
You sit here and you tell us you're role-playing, that you weren't here to see a 13-year-old. You think your wife's and your daughter gonna buy that you just told us? I don't think so. So sit there and think about that for the next 3 days while you're in jail cell. Because they ain't gonna believe it. And I'm gonna hate to be making that phone call. And that's the story you're gonna keep? Good luck to you. Have a nice life.
Gentile won't need that hotel room. He's got a bed. The holding cell at the Fairfield police station. As he's put behind bars, the cops have their warrant to search the room.
Police with a search warrant.
6 detectives carefully enter. They look under the mattress. They find his wallet, computer, and a tablet. And this.
Oh, there's the knife he was talking about.
They find Gentile's digital camera. Remember, he told the decoy he wanted to take pictures of her naked.
He was set up to actually photograph this sexual encounter in the hotel room.
Yeah. A kiddie porn manufacturing site. And that is an additional crime and an additional factor that we have to weigh.
Cops reportedly found 24 sexually explicit images of minors on his cell phone. He was charged with attempted second-degree sexual assault, attempted risk of injury to a minor, attempting to entice a minor by computer, and possession of child pornography. He pleaded guilty. The predators I catch come in all shapes, all sizes, and all ages. Like this creep pushing 60. But Charles Lawrence isn't looking to hook up with a 13-year-old girl. He's looking for a boy.
He says, I live alone. Okay, I'm alone.
Lawrence doesn't know it, but he's the latest guy I've caught in our all-new investigative series, Hansen Vs Predator.
We have to have just at least one more communication.
We're working with the cooperation of Fairfield, Connecticut Police and Tetrad Corps, an online predator watchdog group.
So that's it.
In our sting house, we've hidden more than a dozen cameras. We've even placed a microphone underneath a leaf. Lawrence is well educated and apparently very well off. He lives in Fairfield, a jewel of Connecticut's Gold Coast. He's an accountant. He works as a commercial real estate broker. And get this, he lives only 2,000 feet away from our sting house, a quarter mile he probably wishes he never traveled.
Hopefully Lori can get this guy back on the feed. I don't care what she says.
Lori from Tetrad is texting Lawrence as our on-site decoy looks on. On social media, Lawrence calls himself an 8x6 guy. The decoy clearly tells Lawrence his age.
How old are you?
Swear you won't report me?
Of course not.
13.
But when the decoy reveals his supposed age, Lawrence immediately follows up with what seems to be either concern or some unrecognized intuition.
Are you a cop or involved in law enforcement?
LOL. Really?
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, man, I get it.
The conversation quickly becomes sexually charged.
I had sex with my ex-girlfriend, nothing with a guy.
Gotcha. But you like guys better now?
Never tried it, but being with my girlfriend was really awkward.
Maybe you need a good teacher.
Yeah, you know one?
You're talking to him. LOL. School is in session.
Then the lesson turns even naughtier as Lawrence talks to our decoy about hardcore gay porn.
Do you watch porn?
Yeah.
What do you like to watch?
Yeah, what do you like?
Mostly gay porn and some bi porn.
But the exchange gets so graphic, we can't reveal the remaining text. Finally, Lawrence arrives, and the sting is on.
How you doing? Good. Just come in.
Oh, the lights on.
I know, it's getting dark out. It's supposed to rain, it's hurricane. You want something to eat? I know. You can take a seat, well, You want a drink? You want some water?
Yeah, that'd be great.
You want water?
Yeah.
How's your day been so far?
Good.
Yeah. Here you go.
Some laundry done.
So did you bring anything?
Oh, I have it in the car.
You have it in the car?
But before he can retrieve something from his car, Lawrence is about to get a big surprise.
No, Chris.
And if he thinks he's in for a shock, so am I.
What are you doing here? Something strikes me. He looks familiar.
And what cops say they found in his car that will turn your stomach. Charles Lawrence is a well-to-do real estate broker in the Connecticut suburbs.
How you doing? Good. Come in.
He believes he's come to this house to meet a 13-year-old boy after exchanging salacious text messages like these.
Just got out of the shower.
How was your shower? About to do the same.
Hot and wet, LOL.
And hopefully soapy, LOL.
But for this agent, there is no open house. And his best sales pitch is about to strike out. I've caught more than 300 predators in the last decade, and some of them even know me from TV.
No, Chris.
What are you doing here?
But this is the first time I've caught anyone who I know. The second Charles Lawrence walked in the door, I thought, I swear I know this guy from somewhere.
Now I'm watching from the monitor in the other room as he walks in, and something strikes me. He looks familiar. I couldn't put my finger on it. And it dawns on me that this is a fellow I had met on the commuter train years ago. Knew his name. He was in real estate. And here he is in our kitchen trying to hook up with a 13-year-old boy.
When Lawrence sees me, he bolts, gripped in sheer panic.
What are you doing here?
Chris, please.
I know, but you'd have to explain this to me. Come here, man.
He runs out the door. Now the man I know from the train is about to be derailed.
Inside.
The Fairfield cops nab him in the driveway. They slap the cuffs on him and take him into the garage.
Do you have any weapons on?
No.
Anything that's gonna hurt us? No. Any needles?
No.
He's put into the back seat of an unmarked car and taken to police headquarters. At the station, he tries to hide his face with a hoodie, but there's no escape from our cameras. The Fairfield police chief gave us rare access in the back rooms of the station, so you can see the booking process up close.
Anything you say or statements you make may be used against you.
Lawrence empties his pockets and cops frisk him. They take his mugshot. He's fingerprinted, and he gives his consent to allow cops to search his SUV.
Want me to, I'll do this side?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cops find cigarettes, condoms, and a gay porn video called Seattle Bareback Boys. Lawrence is taken into the interrogation room. He signs away his right to remain silent.
You know, I mean, Chris Hansen is actually, I know him, he's a friend of mine. I commuted on the train for years. And that's more of an embarrassment than anything. I've seen Chris's show before, so
I understand you've seen Chris's show before, and unfortunately, this is the way this is played out.
No, Chris.
When you meet Chris Hansen in the kitchen, there's no win.
Is it your understanding you were going there to see and talk to a 13-year-old?
No.
No. Okay. Well, that's kind of why. That's kind of
my intention at all. I would never do that.
But the detective tells him he had to know he was doing something wrong.
There would be no reason for you to ask this then.
Right.
Are you a cop or involved in law enforcement? They respond back, laugh out loud, really? And you write back, gotta be careful.
Right. I would never.
They write back, yeah, man, I get it. So the problem you're gonna have with your explanation is if you thought legitimately that the person was 18 and you thought that you read the number 18, at that point, from what you just said in your mind, you're really alleviated of any concerns about dealing with a minor or anything like that.
Not true, because again, people could say they're 18 and they're not.
But you didn't say that. You just asked after finding out, after the age was written, which was 13, you're claiming 18. After
Right,
that number was written,
Yeah.
you move forward with some other back and forth, which I can read. I'm looking to get away from that.
Okay.
But then you clearly write
But I
Are
do
you
that with
law enforcement or a cop?
I do that with everybody because
I don't understand why
be in trouble with anybody.
I don't understand why you would write that or be concerned about that if in fact you thought you read the number 18.
13, I would have shut it right down. I would have blocked him right then and there.
Charles Lawrence is old enough to be this kid's grandfather. Yet he exchanged some raunchy text messages offering to teach the young boy about sex.
I had sex with my ex-girlfriend, nothing with a guy.
Gotcha. But you like guys better now?
Never tried it, but being with my girlfriend was really awkward.
Maybe you need a good teacher.
Yeah, you know one?
You're talking to him. LOL. School is in session.
And you won't believe his explanation for trying to hook up with a 13-year-old. He blames it all on his eyesight.
I thought he told me he was 18.
Okay. Okay, so you thought you were meeting an 18-year-old.
My eye got scratched, so I can't wear my contacts, so I'm wearing these glasses. And I was downstairs having a cup of coffee, and my glasses were upstairs. And I'm looking. I thought he said 18. I swear to God, I would never, ever in my entire life meet a 13-year-old. I can say to my own self, it's disgusting.
Okay.
All right, that's not, So consenting adults is a different story. I could show you that I was at my ophthalmologist yesterday, an eye doctor, that I was scratching my eye as to why I'm wearing these glasses and why I didn't see that correctly.
I can show you. I can show you if you want to see. It says 13.
I can't even read that.
Okay.
But I thought it said 18.
It says 13.
Okay.
And that's fine.
Some people, they say they're 18 and they're not.
The detective's not buying it and explains the charges.
The charges are criminal attempt to commit risk of injury to a minor, criminal attempt to commit sexual assault in the second degree, and enticing a minor.
The bail is set at $75,000. Lawrence decides not to fight the charges. He pleads guilty. When Crime Watch Daily went to his sentencing at the Fairfield County Court, Lawrence entered through the employee entrance in order to avoid our cameras. Inside, he reportedly told the judge, "I am not a pedophile. I use poor judgment, but I have never seen, used, or downloaded child pornography in my life." He got 8 years, suspended after serving 2 years in prison, and he has to register as a sex offender when he's released. That tough sentence is just fine with Fairfield Police Chief Gary McNamara, who is working hard to keep predators out of his city.
That's a pretty stiff sentence for a first-time offender.
Well, yeah. Well, some would say it's not stiff enough, Chris. Some would say it's not stiff enough. But certainly that should send the message out that we all know what the intent was, what the reason for the visit was, and he's held accountable for that.
No, Chris.
We got another predator off the streets. It's still hard to believe it's an acquaintance of mine from the commuter train. Charles Lawrence is now taking a one-way ride to prison. This 32-year-old guy wants to spend a Sunday afternoon chilling with a 13-year-old girl after texting her about getting stoned. But Mike Manzi's date is about to go up in smoke. You'll be shocked when you hear what Manzi does for a living. He's a math tutor. You heard it right. He teaches some of New York and Connecticut's wealthiest children how to solve complicated equations. But you might say Manzi flunked basic arithmetic, because 32 plus 13 adds up to trouble. Online, he calls himself Mike Thrilla. He's a self-employed tutor with a bachelor's degree in mathematics from a small New York college. He's obsessed with pizza, and he says he smokes marijuana often. This is the Sting House set up in Fairfield, Connecticut, an upscale town on Connecticut's Gold Coast about 50 miles from Manhattan. The watchdog group Tetrad Corps is working with the Fairfield cops to bust adult men looking to spend time with 12 and 13-year-old children. Inside and outside, we've set up more than a dozen hidden cameras, and in our virtual control room, Tetrad's operatives are communicating with Manzi.
Any update on Mike?
Mike's supposed to be on his way.
These are some of the texts the 32-year-old man who calls himself Mike Thrilla sent to our decoy, who he thought was 13.
Did you blaze? You're my soulmate. Wow, you are so cute. You look way older, by the way.
But he also admits he shouldn't be talking to a 13-year-old.
Well, you were cool and cute, too. I just know I could get in trouble even talking to you, you know?
But Manzi continues texting. He later appears to become suspicious and asks the decoy to send a custom pic with his name on it. His fears that the girl isn't real are apparently quashed. The date is set, and on a crisp autumn day, Manzi arrives at the Sting house.
Hello? Hi. I'm good. How are you?
At your house okay?
Yes, I did. Sorry I'm being like a little
No, it's alright.
weird.
This is like weird.
Well, it's not so much that it's weird, it's well, you mind if I just like look around?
Oh, go for it.
You okay?
I don't know.
What Manzi doesn't know is that I am waiting for him right behind that curtain. Mike Manzi is a math tutor. A smart guy who suspected something seemed weird in our Sting house.
You mind if I just like look around?
Oh, go for it.
You okay?
But he never calculated that I would be the one behind the curtain.
Hey, how are you? I'm good. Good.
Why don't you have a seat right on that stool, please?
Sure.
No, right here, sir.
You know, I know.
Please, right there. Right, sir. Sit, please.
Okay.
I need to talk to you.
Well,
what are you doing here today?
Well, I'm here because I was slightly concerned.
Concerned about what?
Well, concerned because she's talking to people that are a lot younger, a lot older on the website.
Now, why were you so concerned about a 13-year-old girl?
Well, she's talking to other people that are obviously the same age as me.
And how old are you?
I'm 32.
You're 32?
Yes.
So you came over to make sure she was okay?
Well, I came over just to make sure that
everything was fine.
Everything was okay. I was not.
So you were going to search the house just now to make sure what?
Well,
bad guys were here?
Well, I mean, I don't know. She could come. She could be here with a group of people, for all I know, and she obviously was. I mean, don't you think? Don't you think that would be like a safe idea?
What was today's lesson supposed to be?
Today's lesson from me?
Today's lesson from you.
Today's lesson from me was to not, unfortunately, really worry about other people.
Now you're a tutor, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And who do you tutor?
I tutor our these ages, older ages.
What do you tutor them in?
Mathematics.
Mathematics.
Mm-hmm.
What about smoking marijuana?
Well, I mean, it's not really something that I try to tutor people in, but
Well,
still.
it seems like it from the chat here. Well, you're cool and cute too. I just know I could get in trouble even talking to you, you know.
Well, yes, of course, but you know, look, may I please leave?
Not
I'm
just
not.
yet. Not just yet. I have some more questions for you.
Will I be able to leave after your question?
Did you blaze?
Wait,
Yes.
sir?
Yes.
Wait, are you answering me or are you reading stuff?
Yes. You can leave after I ask you a couple questions.
Are you sure? Are there police outside or anything?
I'll get to that in a minute.
Please, sir, can you please just tell me? Because I really can't.
So what it looks like, Mike, is that you came here
Mm-hmm.
to smoke weed with a 13-year-old girl, and then whatever was going to happen was going to happen.
Yeah, but that's not entirely what was going on.
Explain it to me.
I just told you I was coming here to make sure everything was okay.
Right.
It really wasn't that far. I wanted to make sure that there was no like obviously like she invited me in and there were not.
So you were just being a good Samaritan today.
Well, I was trying to a certain extent, but like, you know, I was coming here to make sure everything was okay.
13-year-old girl.
I deal with kids all the time.
Right. Would you think that the parents of the kids you tutor would be comfortable with you coming to visit a 13-year-old girl after talking about smoking marijuana and hanging out?
Probably not. You're
Probably
right.
not.
You're right.
Now you tutor kids.
Sir, may I ask you a question?
Yes, you may.
First off, that is not completely true.
I have a couple more questions for you, though.
I really don't want to answer any more questions, and I feel.
Do you have marijuana with you?
No, I do not.
Is it in your car?
No, it is not.
Then why did you say you were going to come over here and blaze? What's the lighter for?
I smoke cigarettes. They're in my car.
Again, you see how this looks.
I know how it looks, and I'm
a
sorry.
32-year-old guy who deals with kids all the time comes over to visit a 13-year-old girl who's alone after a discussion about smoking marijuana together.
Sir, I understand this. I'm sorry.
That's you, right? Do you blaze? Did you blaze? Yes. You're my soulmate. You call a 13-year-old girl a soulmate?
We were just talking. Come on, please.
Come on, you're 32. You got nothing else to do on a Sunday?
I'm gonna watch football.
Yeah, here with a 13-year-old girl after you blazed. You see how this looks.
I know how it looks. I'm very sorry. May I please leave?
Math tutor Mike Manzi's number is up. He thought he was going to spend the day smoking pot with a 13-year-old girl, but instead he's spending it with me and the police.
There's something you need to know.
Is there cops?
There's something you need to know.
Please.
I'm Chris Hansen.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Please let me go home, guys.
Sir,
Guys,
it'd be best if you went out this
please.
door.
No, because I'm gonna get arrested. I know what's gonna happen. Sir, I really can't afford to do this. I can't. I'm really not here for any malintent. I really can't. Please do not.
But look at the chat.
I really just want to. Please let me go home, guys. I'm gonna get arrested going that way. Please. No, I can't. I can't. I won't. Please.
You can't go this way.
Please, man.
You can't go this way.
Guys. Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible.
There's only one way out, through the garage, where the Fairfield, Connecticut cops are waiting with a pair of handcuffs with his name on them.
Please. I know.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Ah, please.
Put your hand behind your back.
Guys.
Hands behind your back.
Guys.
Follow the instructions.
Just follow the instructions, okay? Just calm down. Just follow the instructions. We'll explain everything.
I can't.
No, just relax.
Please, I can't.
Manzi argues with the cops, and while he's not resisting arrest, he sure isn't being overly cooperative. Listen closely. The cops tell Manzi they may have to pull out the taser.
You're gonna get tased.
Kneel down.
I'm gonna get what?
You're gonna
Kneel
get tased.
down.
I'm gonna get down.
Get down.
Kneel down.
I'm getting down.
All right.
We'll explain everything to you, okay?
He's put into the back of the unmarked car and hauled off to the police station. The only numbers this math tutor will be crunching today are how much his bail will be.
Right all the way over.
Switch over a little bit.
Yes, Mike, we are. He takes off his jacket before posing for a mugshot. His t-shirt is a math equation. It's a t-shirt popular with graduates of MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. But he didn't go there. He got his degree from a small New York college.
All right, face the wall.
As he's booked, he bites his fingernails.
The lace has got to come out of your shoes. Are you right-handed?
Left-handed.
And then he's fingerprinted before he decides to waive his right to remain silent and speak to detectives.
So now that you've read all this and you understand it, you're willing to talk to me about, we can talk about what happened today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
All right.
During the interrogation with the detective, Manzi fidgets a lot. He lets out a big sigh, but it's understandable. He's on the hot seat in the ice-cold interrogation room.
I do. I understand the age difference. I
And
do.
it's important that you understand that.
I do. I understand the age difference, and that, and that's why I really was not intending on doing anything with this girl.
What'd you think when she said she was 13?
I really felt like there was definitely a position that she was putting herself in that wasn't going to be a good one.
Yeah.
And she said that her mother was coming home today.
Right.
Until about 6 o'clock. So I was gonna go there. I was gonna go hang out. And if her mother ended up, coming in, I would have explained to her what was going on. But that, besides that, that would have been. That's all I would have done.
Were you guys going to go out to eat or anything? I know you guys talk about food a lot in here.
We did talk a lot about food, but we didn't.
I was getting hungry, kind of. Actually,
I wasn't
reading
sure.
the text.
I have no idea of
All
what
right.
was,
You guys talk about weed a lot. You guys
Yeah, we
smoke?
spoke about that a little bit. Yeah.
Was the plan to smoke and eat?
I mean, I was planning on trying to just like I said, being there, making sure things were okay. I would have definitely sat down and ate. I would have hung out, but that's pretty much it.
The detectives ask him about a text exchange with Tetrad's decoy when he called who he thought was a 13-year-old girl his soulmate.
I'm going to do some yoga later, LOL.
How's your downward dog?
You remember what you said?
No, I don't. But you can.
How's your downward dog?
Well, okay, yeah, but that's a yoga move still. But
It is, but
yeah.
Like, come on.
I mean,
I'm
I
a guy.
understand.
You're a guy. I get it. So you're putting a
The onus.
13-year-old girl
Uh-huh.
into some sort of danger. A 13-year-old who can't make those decisions and judgments on their own because of their age, and that's why they have the law.
Because Manzi never sent any sexual texts, he was charged only with one felony, criminal attempt to commit risk of injury to a minor. He pleaded guilty and got a suspended sentence of 3 years and was placed on probation.
Do you think he was up to more than just sharing a joint?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say, but that's an example of somebody that we entrust to make our kids and child's lives better. It happens all the time. We have baseball coaches, we have tutors, we have piano teachers, gymnasts. We have all these people that interact with our children, and we hope that they're guiding them in the right way. This is an example of somebody that certainly was inappropriate and guiding that child in a different way. But clearly his behavior is inappropriate.
Manzi dodged a big bullet. You might say the teacher learned the lesson today. Don't contact underage children. It's Saturday night in the Connecticut suburbs. Autumn is in the air. And this guy is bringing pizza to the door. Jeff Sokol is no pizza delivery man. Cops say he's here to meet a 13-year-old girl.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Sokol drove all the way from Boston to our sting house in Fairfield, Connecticut. What he doesn't know is that we've placed more than a dozen hidden cameras all over the property. His date with a 13-year-old is going to be on national TV. On Sokol's LinkedIn page, he calls himself Master of Puppets, possibly a reference to a famous heavy metal song. He says he graduated from the University of Massachusetts Amherst with a degree in management. He worked in the insurance industry as an auditor, but he says he now drives for Lyft, the ride-sharing service. We're working with the cooperation of the Fairfield Police and the online watchdog group Tetrad Core. Tetrad posts pictures of actual 13-year-olds on social media. We're hiding their identities. It's not long before Sokol contacts our decoy, we'll call her Bailey, and the chat gets a little raunchy. Are you a virgin? LOL, yeah, that is personal. No, I was with my boyfriend once. I really want to be intimate with you. Do you have pretty feet? LOL, yeah, I don't have homeless feet. He then turns the conversation very personal, asking questions no adult should ever ask a 13-year-old. Do you trim your blank? LOL, yeah. Do you think blank size matters? Nope, X was decent. I'm not that big, but I know how to satisfy a girl. Sokol seems to be worried that Bailey might be an undercover cop, so he asks for a custom pic to prove she's real. Take a selfie holding up 4 fingers below your face, then I would know it's really you. My fear is that it's not you, that it's someone in law enforcement looking to nail someone. Bailey sends the pic, and Sokol sends a creepy reply. I like it. Your hands are cute. Sokol knows the girl is 13, and he says he knows what he's doing is illegal. As a 44-year-old guy, I shouldn't be talking to 13-year-old girls like this. You know, I could be put in jail if the police found out we were intimate. The only way police would know if we ever got intimate is if someone saw us together or you told the police. Not by me. Blank that. Well, tonight, intimacy is not on the menu. In fact, dinner is delayed. Sokol is late because he says his pipes sprung a leak.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
He thinks he's calling Bailey to tell her he's late, but he's actually speaking to Lori from Tetrad in our virtual control room.
Did your plumber get there yet?
It's not. It's late.
Finally, his plumbing repaired, Sokol heads down I-95 for Connecticut. He picks up a pizza and asks Bailey about what to wash it down with. You got booze? My mom has some vodka, but no rum. Sokol arrives at the house. Our on-site decoy, a 19-year-old theater student, lets him in the door.
Sorry about that. Come on in.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Did you find the house okay?
No, because it's really dark out.
Oh. That's a long drive.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Oh, you gonna give me a hug?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'll settle into it.
Okay.
So, what kind of pizza you got? Just. There's plates right behind
So like the small pizza is like almost as big as the big one. So I didn't know that. Like you said small, I thought it'd be like a really small one.
Yeah.
I said big one.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I am. I'm fine.
I've just never done this before.
I know.
Have you?
No, not really. I mean.
Are you telling me the truth?
I mean, I've met girls online, but I don't like come come like this far to like meet someone. I don't know why,
It's kind of crazy, huh?
It is crazy, yeah. Why did you let me come?
I don't know.
If you're so nervous.
It seems like a good idea, and you seem nice.
Why do you think I came?
I think I know.
It's not the only reason. It's not the reason.
What's the reason?
And I just, been talking to you for a while, and you seem like really cool to hang out with, and someone that I'd like to meet, and I wanted to check out the situation,
Well, here we are. So, let's deal with this whole contract thing, because I'm just going to be thinking about it the whole time. Until we get that out of the way.
Let's meet, and we can talk about it.
Jeff Sokol thinks he's going to scarf down some pepperoni pizza with a 13-year-old girl he just met online. But tonight, he apparently has a different kind of topping in mind.
I mean, you look great.
Thanks.
You just look different than what than like in the pictures. I don't know, maybe I don't know. I expected you to have dark hair. Did you?
My hair it lightens up in the summer.
And no, I'm not saying. I mean, I think you look
You don't
great.
like it?
I think you look great. I'm just saying, like you look different, than I thought.
Yeah.
But no, nothing wrong with
Well, you
that.
never can tell with online things,
In a text that will turn your stomach, Sokol talks about a marriage contract and even suggests they elope. The only thing that can prevent me from getting arrested is if we got married, LOL. If you were married to me right now, then I wouldn't be breaking the law.
What's that?
I have no idea. Do you want me to check?
Somebody here.
No.
What kind of pizza we have tonight? Who's this? I'll get to that in a minute. Who are you?
Who are you?
You tell me first. You're Jeff, right?
Yeah.
And what are you doing here tonight, Jeff?
Hanging out.
Hanging out with whom?
With her.
Who's her?
I want to know who you are.
I want to know a little bit more about you first.
Can I eat first?
Sure, go ahead.
He's so relaxed and convinced of his innocence, he eats a slice of pizza.
Tell me who you are, because, I didn't know there would be other people here.
Well, what did you expect to happen here tonight, Jeff?
Didn't have any expectations.
No expectations whatsoever?
No.
So you drove 2.5 hours?
Sure did.
From Boston?
Who are you?
To come here.
Are you her dad?
To meet a young girl.
Are you her dad?
I will get to that in a minute. Go ahead, have a bite.
Sokol probably should have brought napkins.
I haven't done anything wrong. Coming to meet somebody? What's wrong? What is that against the law?
Coming to meet a young girl?
Yeah, is that against the law?
It is after this chat.
How?
Did you bring some kind of a contract with you? Some sort of marriage contract? Let's see if any of this sounds familiar while you enjoy your pizza. I should come see you on Saturday. Well, since your mom isn't home, it's the best time to do it. I would, but only if you want me to. You say, I can't go to jail. My life would be ruined.
Right.
Could be locked up for 20 years.
Yep.
And then you say, do you trim your blank?
Okay.
Now you know that this girl is 13, right?
Wasn't sure.
She's told you. How old are you? You might as well just tell me, because I can find out like that.
Who are you? Can you tell me who you are first?
I will tell you that in a minute.
Because, now you're making me nervous, and...
You're 44 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? As a 44-year-old guy, I shouldn't be talking to 13-year-old girls like this. Yet I want to. What am I supposed to make of that? Sorry, I'm paranoid. For meeting me? No, potentially having sex. But that is where the breaking the law comes from.
Right.
Punishable up to 20 years. Did you bring condoms with you tonight?
Well, they plan on having sex.
Do you have them in your car?
No,
I'm gonna find out, so you might as well tell me now.
I don't. Go ahead, check the car.
You will never tell anyone about us having sex. Are you sure? Okay, I could be there Saturday afternoon. Explain. Explain it to me.
Just wanted to come hang out and...
It looks like here you wanted to come here and have sex with a 13-year-old girl.
Okay, is that against the law to
have sex with a 13-year-old girl when you're 44? Yes,
No,
it's
to
against
meet-
the law.
To meet a girl. That's all I've done.
You see how this looks.
Okay, but do you also see that I was pretty apprehensive about the whole sex thing?
Well, wouldn't you be? Wouldn't anybody be if they were going to try to have sex with a 13-year-old girl?
To be honest with you, you're not going to believe me, but I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're like, law enforcement. But
you think I'm law enforcement?
Well, I mean, that's what it sounds like. I was thinking about this on the way down.
Right. You had 2.5 hours to think about it.
And I wasn't gonna. I'm not gonna risk it. That's what I said.
It's not normal for a 44-year-old guy to drive 2.5 hours to hang out with a 13-year-old girl.
I wanted to hang out, see how she was, see if
a 13-year-old girl. How often do you do this sort of thing?
Never done it.
You've never done it. So tonight you just decided, okay, I'm going to drive 2.5 hours down I-95 from Boston.
Yeah, been talking to her
to this
for a little
house.
while, and she seemed cool to hang out with. I mean, with that,
You can't find any older girls?
I can, but I had nothing else going on.
So you decided you just come out and hang out with a 13-year-old girl?
Yeah, you can clearly see that I'm very apprehensive about that.
Let's say we meet and really like each other and want to continue seeing each other. How would we do this? Like I said, as long as you're under 16, age of consent, parenthetically, nobody can know about it. I just can't take that chance. What it sounds like here is you're grooming her, testing her to make sure it would be okay if you had sex with her, so no one would find out.
To be honest with you, like I said, when I was on the way down,
right,
I was thinking about the whole thing, and even before I left,
right,
I was thinking I'm not going to have sex with her unless it's legal.
So you talk about a plan to make it legal, to marry her, right?
Yeah, not in 2 seconds. I mean, like.
So if you liked her, like next week or the week after, you'd marry a 13-year-old girl?
Not next week. No.
So after just a few days worth of chatting, you decide you love her?
No.
You want to have sex with her?
I don't know.
You want to marry her? What do you mean you don't know? She's 13.
I don't know. I was just throwing things out, like, just in case. Maybe I did like her. Maybe it was,
So then you'd marry a 13-year-old girl because she's really cool and you could have sex.
After a while, if it worked out, yeah.
After a while?
Yeah.
What, like 3 years of dating?
I don't know.
A romantic courtship?
Maybe.
Maybe. So you're cool with all this? You just think this is just fine? Marching here to this home.
I know what you're.
Well, what
getting at.
What else am I supposed to think, Jeff?
Do I seem like a dishonest, dirty person? I mean, do I seem like it to you?
This chat seems like it. It seems like someone who at 44 years old.
Chat is chat.
Chat is chat, but showing up is showing up. And guess what, Jeff? You showed up. At a home where you knew a 13-year-old girl would be alone. After a sexually charged conversation online. You come in, oh, I want to hug you.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Oh, you gonna give me a hug?
No, sorry.
Yeah.
The little girl's nervous. You do it with everybody.
Yeah.
You do that every time you meet a 13-year-old girl.
I do it when I meet somebody for the first time. I hug them.
But this somebody is not an adult, Jeff. She's 13.
Please tell me who you are.
I'll tell you.
I'm trying to be nice here.
Okay. So am I. But you're not answering all my questions.
I will. Can you just tell me who you are?
I'm Chris Hansen. And this is an investigation. So if there's anything else you want people to know, anything you want to say, now would be a good time to say it.
I can't believe this is happening.
Well, Jeff, believe it. What cops say 44-year-old Jeff Sokol did will disgust every parent in America. In text, he freely talks about marrying a 13-year-old girl. You're almost 14, expletive. You're an adult. As long as you are under 16, age of consent, nobody can know about us. But he's not so forthcoming during my confrontation.
Did you bring any sort of a marriage contract?
No.
So what was all that talk about?
I don't want to talk anymore.
Okay. You can leave.
Can you shut it off?
I cannot shut it off.
I mean, what is this?
It's an investigation for a television program where we investigate grown people who go online and try to create inappropriate, illegal relationships with underage children.
But in all my years of catching these guys, I've never had an offer like this.
You can take your pizza if you like.
You want a slice?
I'm good, thank you very much. It's
How
very
about you guys? So the cops here?
We'll see.
Sokol isn't getting seconds. His next meal will be in jail.
Come on out. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Cops grab him. During the search, cops find a sex enhancement pill, the kind where you call a doctor if it's still working after 4 hours.
Have a seat and slide over to the passenger side, please.
Sokol is placed in the back of an unmarked police car. The cops put his pizza in the trunk. He's hauled off to Fairfield, Connecticut Police Headquarters. Sokol is booked, fingerprinted, and poses for a mugshot. Cops read him his rights.
Anything you say or statements you make may be used against you.
He waives his right to remain silent, and the arrogance he displayed during my confrontation comes out in the police interrogation.
Isn't that all speculation?
To me.
I mean, it's
what's the speculation? I'm looking at this thing. It's like
you're speculating that I was going to have sex with her tonight.
Because that's what you said.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that? Well,
No.
tell me what you said.
Well, we talked about having sex, but that doesn't mean.
Isn't that strange?
That doesn't mean I was going to tonight.
What's the deal with the marriage certificate? What was that whole conversation? Or a marriage agreement or a contract you talked about?
Well, I know I was joking at one time when I said, "Is it in the contract?" I was joking.
Was there a mention of like bringing some type? I mean, maybe it was in jest, but did you mention bringing some type of marriage contract or something like that?
No, it wasn't. No, bringing something. No, I was just explaining to her that people can get married by just signing a contract, signing marriage documents. But
you're talking about a 12-year-old girl, right? And it's kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you could 14, probably even
14,
understand.
But yeah, she said she was 14. But okay.
She was 14?
I know. It's young.
But we're talking like 12 years old. That's like 6th, 7th grade. You know what I mean? That's a young human being.
You keep saying 12.
Well, you want me to use your term and say 14?
I mean, I know that's both young, but it's a little bit, different.
How would it make it okay if you're going to do things with her and she's 13 and you ultimately had relations with her, intercourse? How does it make it legal?
It wouldn't unless her mom consented to marriage. It's the only way it would be legal.
So you're gonna marry a 13-year-old girl with her mother's permission?
Maybe when she's 16, I would do that. Why is that like so hard to believe?
You're 44. I mean, seriously, it's a major league problem.
According to the law, it is.
But according to what? It's not?
In my head.
In your head,
knowing what I was there for. knowing that I was not dangerous, that I was not a threat to her.
The detective then asks Sokol what he would think if he had a daughter and she was hanging out with a 44-year-old guy.
You're cool with that?
Well, obviously, at first, no.
At first?
Yeah, when they first walk in, it's not going to be cool. But if it was somebody like me, I don't think there's a threat.
Sokol posts a $250,000 bail and heads home to Beantown without his now cold pizza. I have never, out of 315 or 320 in all the investigations, had anyone ever offer me a piece of pepperoni pizza. Sokol was charged with 3 felony counts: attempted second-degree sexual assault, attempted risk of injury to a minor, and enticing a minor by computer. Fairfield Police Chief Gary McNamara tells me Sokol's talk of marriage contract is a way to rationalize his behavior.
So they look for ways to justify, and this is just another way of him being creative and trying to really justify that.
A marriage contract?
Well, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a marriage contract, could be an official stamp from who knows who. It doesn't matter. It is illegal to have sex with children. It's illegal to communicate you're going to have sex with children.
Sokol pleaded not guilty to all the charges and will stand trial.
You guilty of anything, man?
After a court hearing, he dodged our cameras and ran back inside the courthouse. We saw him sneak out the back door and duck into this restaurant.